Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here. It's getting on toward noon on Tuesday, October 6th, 2015. You can see the water people are digging for their water line. I think they're going to probably bore from the other side of the creek over to this side, rather from our side over. The New River Electric people have been actually getting wires up onto their poles with the actual insulators. And the truck with, boxed up, real fancy electrical apparatus just pulled in. It's still parked, I think, it's parked farther down there, just underneath the arm of the bucket truck there. Meanwhile, they're out here measuring the grade with the GPS stick. We've got the actual foreman of the job, second in command, Mr. Howard. And they've brought in a couple of new dozers, and they got a tiny compactor now rather than a big compactor. One of the guys is going over to the little supply truck there to get refueled and so forth, relubed. And down here, they've brought in another backhoe, so they've got two backhoes working. I still think one of them's for the water line. And I think the other one may be for the gas company, doing something with their line. And then, they've been moving the bucket truck around a bit, but haven't done anything more with the electric poles. Then you've got somebody further down who's doing a little you can't really see him now, but he was farther down there by that little driveway, just this side of that little driveway down there, checking something out in the ditch in terms of taking some readings and so forth. I didn't get faked out this time. Here's the last of the beer that Thomas brought over on Sunday. It's a dogfish ale product called Burton Baton. It's 10% alcohol. Yeah. It's an India Pale Ale. It's very malty. It's very rich. It'll knock you on your behind if you have more than one of these bastards, I'll tell you. It's been a very, basically what you saw today is what's been happening. That's been it, beeping and clanging but nothing over here to speak of. Well, nothing over here to speak at all. Actually, this morning, well, actually yesterday, I got a fine product here. Let me show this to you. It's called well, I call it a neck warmer. The actual term for it is neck gaiter. It's one that's sort of hollow. Put it over your head, around your neck, and you can pull the thing clear up, over your nose and ears and so forth. It's made out of this fleecy-like substance. They call it fleece. It's not. It's all made out of oil. It's all polyester of some variety. My other one got really worn out. If I'm repeating myself from yesterday, I apologize. But I was distressed because I'd ordered 2 of these things and only one arrived. It wasn't Amazon that sold it to me directly. It was one of their sub-sellers called Army Universe out of Hebron, Kentucky. So I went to Amazon this morning and was able to finally figure out how to actually send them an email about this issue. Ordered 2, only got 1. And then when you go to the tracking information, it says everything's been fully delivered. Within 3 hours, they had ordered me a new one. They're not going to charge me shipping. They're going to give me 1 day free shipping and no charge for the repeat order. So Amazon made very good on this very fast. Well, they do. They do. That's the only other time I've had a problem with something. They said don't even bother to send it back, just throw it in the trash. So I did. That was one of these Bluetooth auxiliary speakers. It worked fine for the first time out, first time after I set it up, and then after that it didn't want to work. I made a video about it. This was about almost 2 years ago now. This is going to be video number 800 for me. I actually think that's a bit high. I think it's more accurately 797 because there were 3 I had to re-upload and the count never changed. Well, not re-upload, but I had to re-upload for a variety of reasons. One was one of these copyright things. And I think the other 2 were early on when I started doing this, and I was still using that stupid, god-awful photo booth thing to shoot my webcam videos on the MacBook. Of course it does that in mirror image. which just used to, and I couldn't figure out how to flip it, to get it to be right. Now I just use QuickTime if I'm not using my Canon. I caught on to that fairly early on. So I did that, and then, and then I decided I want to get one of these flat screen TVs. This Magnavox, I'm using a 20-inch, old cathode ray tube set. I got that back in. Had to have been, well, let's see, Shackleton was still alive, so it had to be probably in, had to be before 2012. I think it was probably somewhere back around, I think all three dogs are alive. So, I mean, I think it was probably around 2007, 2008. Maybe even a little earlier than that. It was $80 at Circuit City. Circuit City, of course, went out of business about 2 months later. And I got it in the, I remember this being the 3rd of February, and it was 5 degrees below zero. And I went in there in one of these, sort of outdoor, outdoor, keep you warm to minus 10 degree, basically a coverall. And there were essentially 3 guys in the store. 2 of them were busily engaged, sort of clowning around and queening it up for each other back in the TV section. I was finally able to get them to sell me this TV, and I thought, well, maybe they'll go get a cart and help me carry this thing out. Nope. I don't know how the hell I couldn't do that today. I don't know how I carried that damn thing out to the truck. Anyway, the TV still works, but well, I want to be able to have something that I can use Wi-Fi on. I mean, I want to sort of get with it now. So I bought a 40-inch 5500 series Samsung LED 1080 HD TV with a refresh rate of 60 times per second for the screen. It's got a quad-core processor in it. So that's, with shipping and tax, it's going to be $551. And I think I actually did order that from Amazon proper. I might be wrong, but I think it's from Amazon proper. It's not a sub-seller. So I'll be interested to play around with that. And that's let's see, that's basically it. Actually, I've been going back and forth replying to comments. Tony Pincham's been watching some of my backlog, and he's been leaving comments, and then there are a couple other people who've been leaving comments. So it's been a very pleasant, benign day as these things go. So I'll say bye-bye YouTubers here. Give you a final shot of this fine beverage here.